And this is Oussama.
Oussama, okay, thanks. So, welcome everybody. I'm Oussama bin Wafi, an Android developer at Sphere, based in Paris. Today I'm going to be talking about modular architecture on Android application. So our agenda will be, we'll go through some history, then we'll ask why we need modular architecture, then we'll see how to implement modular architecture, then we'll see the most common problem around modular architecture, which is navigation between modules, and we'll go through some demo. And then a small summary. So, our history, so we all as developers starting using developing with Android, okay, we read a lot about clean architecture, clean code, MVP, MVVM, and we try to implement this with something with the good structure. What is good structure? Is the packaging. So every package, we try to make something clean code. Every specification will be in a clean code, in a clean package. After a while, we find a lot of packages. And that's become really hard to understand the code and maybe to maintain, to develop. If a new developer comes to add new feature, it needs to go through all the packages and understand all the features to fix his bug. Also, the resource folder will find a lot of files, of layout, of item, and it becomes really difficult to see and find, maybe finding the right layout or the right item. So that's why after 8 or 9 years, we find that at the first, we need to develop our application with a modular architecture. So each feature, each goal, we need to be an independent feature to become reusable and easy to implement in our application. So the first reason to use modular architecture is it speed up our builds. So Gradle works perfect with small pieces. So with an architectural modular architecture, we find a lot of modules. Gradle increase the number of tasks, but thanks to parallelization, it can run all the tasks in parallel and in small time. In comparison with a monolithic app, we have a great, huge app. A single task, Gradle, should compile all the application, and that takes a lot of time. A small change in a simple feature, the whole application should recompile, and that's really a loss of time. The second benefit is good for business. With modular architecture, we have modules, and thanks to app bundle packaging, we can fastly go to the market with 2 or 3 modules. We can have our APK. Also, we can use the on-demand app, so easily we can add or install app module or uninstall our module, and that's the responsibility of the developer to manage the size of APK in live production. The next benefit is the app bundle benefits. So we can have on-demand delivery, or a module easily installable and uninstallable when it needs. Maybe the application is between the hands of the users. Conditional delivery, so we can install the app based on different conditions, such as user country, device properties. Also, for example, if we have an application of payment application and we need a provision or initialization of a wallet, we can install this module at the install time. But after the provision, we can uninstall this module. And because we need this module only once. Also, we can have the benefit of the instant app if we have an application that we can try this application on live without installing the application. The next benefits, it's scalable for development and easy. So each module can be done with an independent team. So we don't need to, because if we have a monolithic app, all the developers should know the whole specification of the app, should understand the whole development features. So with a modularization application, every module should have a single entry and should deliver a result and only done a specific goal. So with the different team can work independently, we will have a clear code and easy to understand. If one day another developer comes to work with on the project, it's easily it can easily work in a specific module without needing to understand the whole application. And the most important feature for me is you can experiment a new technology easily. So we don't need to negotiate a lot with the PO, and you can easily bring a module as a part of you and try a new technology and try to convince the other developers without swarming the other feature and the other developers. You can have module with different language. You can make a module and try a new technology without needs to break the app. Simple and easy to test. So each module, in fact, in general, module can be a single activity with different fragments, a specific goal. So with testing, you can easily test each module independently. So we don't need to pass through other modules, test all the application. So one single module, go through the navigations fragment and easily test the whole views. And the reliability, so because we don't need to pass through other modules, if we want to test, for example, a setting module, we don't need to go from the dashboard, from the login module. So we can go through and test the setting module easily. So how to, let's go through and how to implement modular architectures. So we need, at first, our app, which provides a container for our app, source code, resource files, and app level settings. This app will handle all the modules, but with the modular architecture, each module you can have an application that use this module and test only this module. So each team can create an app for his own module. So every team doesn't need to run the whole app. A small app to test the small module. Easy like that. Library module, which provides a container for your reusable code, which you can use as a dependency. And we'll see an example of dynamic feature, which represent modularized feature of your app that can take advantage of Google App Delivery. So what will be, we will go through an example of feature modularization or architectural modularization. We have our app, and we can have each module as a library, provision, payment, setting, dashboard. Each module should be independent, run easily, also without needs to depend on things, or he have an entry point and he gives the result without needs. He only needs an app to run. So the app needs to depend on this library module, which considered as a feature, a single goal of a user. And we can add a dynamic feature. A dynamic feature means that you can install it and uninstall it when it needs. You don't need to, for example, if we have onboarding, we need onboarding only once, maybe at the first time. So you can install it at install time. You will have the feature. We go to the onboarding screens. Then when it goes to home page, you can uninstall it and free the APK size. So the dynamic module, it's not like library module. Library module, the app should depend on it. But the dynamic module, it depends on app. And the app should declare this on his build Gradle file. Just say, I have a dynamic features, an array of list of dynamic features. But the dynamic module should depend on app. And the app, well, let's go. After that, we will see the navigations. So in here, in this point, the app depends on the library modules, which is in green. So it will be the orchestrator of switching, navigating between the whole library, different library. So, and we can have also a core library, which all the feature depends on it. That's core library. It will be the common business logic for all library, depending also for the dynamic module. Okay, the app over here, we have a problem with navigation. Each library can handle its own navigation inside the feature with the navigation component easily. But the problem is when you go from provision to payment or from payment to setting, this is a navigation between features. They didn't see each other. So over here, the only module, it's the app, which depends of all the library. He's the only who can navigate between the features. So when provision need to go to payment, the app should handle that. But in case of dynamic feature, we have no reference about this dynamic module. Google developer, what they give us, let's see here. Next, after we'll see in detail the navigation after. So at the first sight, what is the pros and cons of modular architectures? So we have structure, a good structure. Each we have modules, easy to understand. You can import it, export it, use it in other applications easily to understand. For example, if you need to see what these payments do, you can go through and you have a navigation. You can see the screens and easily understand what this feature done. In comparison with monolithic app, have list of packaging and a list of resources, and it will be difficult to see what goes in the background. So we have scalability. When we need, we have a new specification. When we need a new goal, we add a feature. That's easy. If we want to scale our grow our developer teams, it's easily. He comes and it takes a small time to understand the feature and go work for that. Testing also. Each module will be testable. Thanks to Android X Graph Discovery, a new plugin built by Google developers. So it will be easy, and maybe in the CI, to discover which module has been changed, and it will run the test only for this module. But the problem still with navigation and the database, we need a reflection over these two concepts. It's not easy to make to navigate between features, to build a database shared between features. So, still in navigation inside, we have easy graph to understand, but between feature, we can use explicit intent. So a feature can call another feature with his package name. The whole package to the activity, the dynamic feature can call any other library. Or with the first one is proposed or with Google developers. But the second one, the developers find this way, this kind of way. It's an implicit intent, what he say. So we declare an intent, and if a library want to launch another library, he said, okay, action provision launch. And Android system will handle this broadcast, and we should declare this intent in his manifest. So, for example, you can see okay. As we can see in here, we have dashboard feature, dynamic feature, onboarding features, and any features you can create an application which depend on this feature and run every applications easily. We don't need to run all the time the app. So each team can create his own app and run only his app with his features. So over here, we will see how to pass from setting to a provision library. To go from setting main fragment to setting fragment. Current or app. Okay. Now, lashing. Why? Okay, let's talk about dynamic feature. For dynamic feature, what we have in dynamic feature, when you create a dynamic feature, which is onboarding, we have in the build a plugin declared Android one dynamic features. And it should implement our app. For the app, we'll find this declaration, dynamic feature, onboarding features. Also, to run this, it's in the responsibility of the developer to handle the install and the uninstall of the dynamic features. So we have this class, split install manager. You should at first have initialization, so we should create it and prepare the request with the module name. This is the initialization. After that, you can have over here a download listener. Thanks to this manager, we can start install our request, which handle the dynamic features. For example, over here, when we have a successful installation of the new features, we add a new button. Of course, we make the button visible, and in another way, when we need to uninstall our module, we need also the split install manager with different uninstall. He takes a list of dynamic module, and when we are done, we can hide this button. And to launch this dynamic features, we go through the whole package name. Okay, this is, you can't see this, but
try to click the power button on the emulator, see if that works. That one.
Okay. So as you can see, we are in main home fragment. It's our app. And we can navigate to setting features, which is a library module. Over here, when you go, it's very simple because it's another library module. Library module, it's a library which the app depends on it. So when we go to the resource folder of our app navigations, as you can see, we can find all the feature or the activity of our library modules, which is our feature. But we can't find the views of our dynamic features. So in the app, we can easily navigate to all the views of dynamic feature, library features. So, and the second example is over here. It's already downloaded. You can uninstall. This is a dynamic feature management. So when, like this, we download the dynamic features, and we have the button, and easily we can launch our dynamic features. And if we finish, we can uninstall it. In this case, the installation, it doesn't begin immediately. It's Play core needs to get some time, 24 hours, I think, to make his full uninstallation of this dynamic features. Okay. So, to summarize, modularized architecture, faster, thanks to parallelization of Gradle, good for business, faster to go to market with small modules and add modules each time, manage dynamic module on production times. We can use the app bundle benefits, conditional delivery, instant app, easy and scalable. We don't have problem with growing our app or growing our team members. We can use a new technology easily. We don't need to invest a lot of money on a lot of people. Reliable test, and thank you.